Hey, John Ryan.
What's up, Arisha?
Dear Tiffany, despite a lifetime of people knocking you down, you have stepped out onto your own, putting the safety of you and your daughter first.
Just a handful of weeks ago, you were in combat in Afghanistan. I'd be lying if I said that getting out will be easy.
You're broke, your accounts are overdrawn, and you just hope that all doesn't collapse.
This isn't the end of a chapter, but the start of a new book. With hard work and a never give up attitude, you can overcome anything.
It's kind of surreal. Like, I'm sitting here going, I would have never imagined I would be connected to any of you in any way, form, or fashion. And so it's kind of strange that our journeys have brought us here. And so I'm just curious, when it comes to your own life, what do you feel growth means to you, or what has it meant to you?
5 years from now is going to be 5 years from now, regardless of what you do. But do you want to be something different, be somewhere different than you are today? And if the answer is yes, how do I arrange my life to pursue that? I wrote my letter from the perspective of I had just gotten back from Afghanistan. It's funny, in the course of 6 weeks, I went from Afghanistan and combat in Afghanistan to Manhattan, New York City, which is a transition. Now you're starting over and headed to a career on Wall Street. It's frustrating. You have to convince people who have never known personal danger. Cybersecurity is, it's funny because it's certainly not on my radar. It's been really amazing. It's given me so many opportunities. Honestly, is a natural progression of that defense sort of service. We're still protecting people. At the end of the day, people tend to think that cybersecurity is about computers and software, but it's really about people. It's about bad guys who are people, defenders who are people, victims or would-be victims who are people.
I think growth for me, I had to acknowledge that it was going to be uncomfortable. I'm a single parent, so I don't really have that much support, and it is hard. And just because everyone else around you is saying, oh yeah, you're not good enough, or you're not going to make it, or you're going to be another stereotype, or another statistic, it's really hard when everybody and everyone is like coming against you. I had to, take that big step of leaving the environment that I grew up in and leaving those people behind to actually acknowledge, like, you have done a lot. You have achieved a lot. Committing to a year-long intensive program for a career in cybersecurity is no joke, but you're changing the trajectory of your life. I just had to, step outside my comfort zone and push myself and actually get to the bigger picture.
So I think it's kind of impossible to grow without adversity. I mean, we have to have it. Like, there's always struggle.
The thought that you will be the first in 3 generations to give your kids a life worse than your own weighs heavy on your heart.
Writing this letter, we were broke. I was trying to be self-employed. I always thought I was gonna be behind the camera, and I was trying to make that work, and it just wasn't for a lot of different reasons. I told my wife, I was like, I'm gonna be a large enterprise cybersecurity account executive. It sounds like it's like a linear path. It really wasn't. I needed a lot of sales experience. I spent $1,000 I didn't have on a sales program, and I just studied, and 7 months later, I had my first software sales job. Growth is choosing to transform into something better, a better version of yourself, either because of or in spite of all the things that are going on in your life.
A plan and the willingness to put in the hard work, the unglamorous work, the work that people don't see when they think you're an overnight success in something. That's the difference between a goal and a dream. Knocked out a bunch of certifications and then managed to transition from a cybersecurity role to a cloud security role. I woke up at 4:30 every morning to study for an hour and a half to 2 hours before my first meeting. And I did that for 9 months.
Okay.
Actually did it despite the fact that no one loves their alarm clock going off at 4:30 in the morning. And achieved a goal that I'd put my mind to.
Yeah.
That's good.
A lot of times when you want change to happen, you just think that it's gonna happen automatically, or you think it's just gonna come to you. I just wanted to actually get to the bigger picture. So growth for me is just, acknowledging that it'll be uncomfortable, but it's worth it at the end. I got this notification on LinkedIn and someone was offering me a job, my director. He reached out to me and said, hey, we have a project manager position now. Like, I want to offer this to you. I didn't have a degree. I only had certifications. I used to look at my story and my life as mainly luck, like how I got here and even how I got my job. But then I had to acknowledge, like, I did work hard because I was seen because of my accomplishments. I was seen because of the things that I was able to do.
The pandemic was interesting for us. So we had 2 adopted kids at the time and 2 foster kids. We had a 3-bedroom house and no extra space for working from home. And I'd already been working remotely. And at the same time, we were building up Axonius. And so it was a much smaller company at that time. And I was taking a lot of calls, meeting with a lot of different prospective customers, 24/7 it felt like back then. Because with the pandemic, like, everyone had to leave the office. And so they just ran out of the buildings with laptops and they didn't know where they went. They weren't secured properly. And so people were calling me saying, hey, I just passed out 2,000 laptops and I don't know where they went or what they're doing. Like, how can I help track these? And so, like, those are the conversations we were having. At the same time, I've got my office on a plywood desk that I makeshift built. And I've got a crib and my bed, and then we have another crib in the bathroom.
Just taking that leap of faith and letting go of my past and that environment, I still can't believe that I'm here.
I know what you are going through is hard.
I know it's easy to feel less than successful by comparison.
With grace and determination, you will take back control of your life.
Ask for help. Learn new skills and master them.
Bravery requires fear.
So take a deep breath and embrace the unknown with open arms.
I'm rooting for you.